paper crafters, do you want a super quick and easy fun fold card that you wish you'd known about earlier? It uses up your DSP, patterned paper, and it also has some great dies. This little card is just fabulous and goes so well with so many different designs. I'm going to be using the hand pen designer paper, and this one is in the 2021-22 annual catalog, and it is great because it has on one side beautiful florals, and on the other side it has patterns, some that do still have florals in them like these two, or just stripes, and it has so many different colors. So today we're going to be using that, and we're going to pair it with our garden green and our blushing bride. So here's what you need. So we're going to start with one piece of blushing bride that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then a piece of garden green that is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer those one on top of the other. And you can go ahead and do that right away. I'm going to pull in my silicone craft sheet, which is great. It's one of the things I recommend for every stamper, because it's wonderful for putting your stamp and seal on. It just makes it, for me, roll a lot easier. It is a lot less frustrating than trying to get that this going sometimes, because it will stick on there. So you can put that together and then pull in another piece of blushing bride, and this one is 4 1/2 by 7, and I've scored it at 3 1/2. So I'm just going to fold it on that score line, and I'm going to crisp that up with my bone folder. And you actually can glue that one right down too. So you can use your seal. You need something that's fairly strong, or your liquid glue. So let's use our liquid glue for this one. And when we use our liquid glue, what's great about it is that it gives us a little bit of time, a little bit of wiggle room, so that if we don't get it quite straight, then we're able to move it around. And that one's not bad, so I'm okay with that. Then we can go in and we can actually put the inside into our card. So this is the fun fold part. And this piece here is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're also going to put that one on. Let's put that one on with seal. And the reason why I'm using my seal is when you're using the regular basic white, sometimes the glue will show through. The liquid glue will show through. So I'm just going to put that in the middle. So now what we need is 2 more things. We need some of our designer series paper. So this is the one that I've chosen to use, and you can use this one any which way. It's really non-directional. So I'm going to put that on also with my seal. So you can build these cards really, really quickly. And this also is, if I didn't say it, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that just goes on the top. Now you can choose at this point if you want your card to go this way and open up, or if you want your card to go this way and open up. I like this one just a little bit better because it will stand a little bit better on people's mantle. So we're going to use this one. So now what we need are some dies. So I'm pulling in the Painted Labels dies, and these ones are great because they work with a stamp set, and they also, so around some different shapes that you can stamp, but I love them even more for these labels. And we're going to use these 2 labels here. And I've already cut out one of those labels, the larger one, and this is the garden green. And we're going to stamp with the Peaceful Moments stamp set, which coordinates with those peaceful label dies. And I've pulled out, what did I pull out? I pulled out Thinking of You with All My Heart. So I'm going to pull in my Blushing Bride ink, and I'm going to ink this up just on a piece of scrap white. I'm going to put it right in the middle because I want to then take my next size down, and I want to cut that out. So I'm going to pull in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and I'm going to create a sandwich with the number 1 plate, which is the base, and then 2 of the number 2 plates. And mine are all mismatched here, but 2 of the number 2 plates. So I'll put that one in there. I'll put on my words. Now, if you're worried at all about your words not staying in the right place, the die moving around, you can put on a little Post-it note, or you can put some washi tape. I'm going to try it. I'm going to cross my fingers that it's going to work, and we are just going to push this through. Now, don't worry about that cracking that you hear. That is normal. Just take that to the side now. and pull out, and we have our dies. So these dies from this set, so the painted labels dies, will all fit in the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss, even this large round one. So it's a great investment. Okay, so we are going to put this one down just with liquid glue. So the green goes on. So you have a fully coordinated card coming together here with your pinks and your greens. I'm going to put this one on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, and that one's going to go down here, right in the center again. Now what I've done too is I've pulled in from the Brilliant Wings dies. So these dies here are great, and there's two ways to use this. So let me just show you. There's the large dies here, which will give you all of the detailed butterflies, and I'm going to use one of the detailed butterflies that I have. And then there's the one that fits right around the shape of the stamp set, and this is the stamp set here. Now what I do when I'm cutting my any dies, especially a big one like this, is I hang on to all of those extras so that I can just pull one of these out. And you can see I've got some smaller ones, some more gold and silver, I've got copper in there, then I've got some where I've done some backgrounds on there, some of the little baby ones. So I've pulled that one out. So I didn't have to run that through my cut and emboss machine this time. So I'm going to use that. I've also pulled in one of the little butterflies, and this one here is embossed with the ornate floral, I think, embossing folder, which is being retired in the same catalog. I'm going to put this on just with some liquid glue. So I'm going to put it along the spine of the butterfly. And I'm going to place that down because I do want it to look like it is flying here. And you want to try, the only trick to this card is you really don't want it to glue, you don't want to glue it here. You want to glue it on the flap. So you can glue it wherever you want to glue it. I'm going to glue that down there. And I'm going to take this little guy. Now I have lots of samples to show you too, so don't head off. I want to show you some samples, if you don't have dies, how you can make these really great designs too. So how about if we just put a gilded gem or two on there? I'm pulling in my Take Your Pick tool, which has a nice pointy end. It has other ends that work as well. So let's put maybe a little one here. Okay, so there's that card. So when you open it up, you're able to write your message in here, and you've got another little decoration inside. Let me show you some of the alternatives too. So this is one very, very similar. So instead we're using the mint macaron and the daffodil delight, also using one of the sayings, and you can see it's a different butterfly that I'm using on this one than this one. Then we have some purples and yellows. So this is all the same paper so far. So you can see the range of colors that you can get with this paper. And again, we're just doing a simple inside one. Now, what if you don't have dies? What if you, that's not something like butterflies that you have, but if you have some of our designer paper, lots of them have images, and this one is called Bloom Where You're Planted. So I cut out that image, and this is the same paper here. So a much darker card, maybe for a fella, and then I put another one inside. Now, just something that I should have done that I didn't do here. When this card folds back, this leaf is actually a little bit too tall. So when you're making yours, try not to get your design above that fold. I could have moved this down a little bit, and that would have helped there. So there's another one. And again, if you don't have dies, but you have maybe a stamp that you can cut out. So that's what I've done here. I have used some different label dies, but I've colored the same stamp set, the Butterfly Brilliance, with our Stampin' Blends this time, and I used the same paper, but I didn't put another liner here, okay? And I have another little butterfly on the inside. And then the last one is using the same stamp set again, but this time it's also using the flowers that are a match to it. And so these are done with a watercolor background stamped over top, cut out. So this one is certainly the most work. So I just wanted to show you, you could certainly dress these up a little bit more, Got some ribbon. I've got another one of the dies down here underneath. I don't think I have anything inside. No, I don't. So I hope you enjoyed those designs, and it gives you some ideas of what you can do with some of your designer paper, some of your stamps, some of your dies that you maybe have pre-cut, or if you have some papers that have wonderful little designs. It suits anything. So I hope you enjoyed this fun fold card that is super easy to make with your designer papers and some of your dies. And if you do, maybe just click the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified whenever I put up a new video. And if you're not yet on my mailing list, why not hop on over to www.designwithjo.ca and get yourself signed up. You'll be glad you did. Thanks very much. Have a great paper crafting day.